Anyone can have healthy, silky, frizz-free hair with the right routine. If your hair looks like this more often than it looks like this, then all you really need is a quick trip to Hair University. I used to have very unhealthy hair. It was uneven, dry, and constantly frizzy. So naturally, I went to the internet to try to find the best way to deal with it. But all I found were hundreds of vague videos with routines that looked good, but were actually harsh on my hair and gave me zero results. That's when I decided to take a deep dive into hair research and find out about the real science for myself. After reading through hundreds of resources, I found a bunch of helpful tips. One of them even got rid of my frizz completely, but I've never heard anyone talk about it before, which is kind of crazy. So I could send you about 100 articles to get all that information, or I can break everything down into just a few simple steps in this video. But first, let's start with the most important question. Why is your hair even frizzy in the first place? The answer to this question varies for everyone, and that's why it's essential to understand your hair. The structure of our hair looks like this: microscopic cuticles that are arranged in overlapping layers, not just a straight line. When these outer layers lift, air and moisture can penetrate the hair shaft, causing the strands to swell. This is when your hair gets frizzy. Using heat on your hair and spending time in dry environments can strip it of moisture, which causes the cuticles to lift. When this happens, your hair becomes more prone to absorbing humidity from the air, which makes the strands swell and leads to frizz. A lot of products are falsely advertised and not really as great as they seem. Watch out for formulas containing heavy metals, drying alcohols, or other harsh ingredients that can damage your cuticles and weaken your hair over time. Any product that has a slight burn, makes your hair too soft very quickly, feels overly sticky or waxy, is very likely too harsh and could destroy the protective layer of your hair, leaving it prone to dryness and frizz. But after you know what generally makes your hair frizzy and how to prevent frizz, you need to know why your hair is frizzy. There are 4 types of hair. Type 1, straight hair. Type 2, more wavy hair. Type 3, curly hair. And Type 4, thicker, kinky hair. Humidity, dryness, and heat damage affect all hair types, but someone with Type 4 hair may experience more frizz in a humid environment than someone with Type 1 hair. There's a ton of information on how friction, static energy, and uneven absorption affect different hair types out there. But here's a simple breakdown to make it a lot easier to get. If you've got Type 1 or straight hair, that frizz you're dealing with could be from friction caused by dryness or heat. Straight hair has flat strands that easily build up static energy, especially when dry, which then leads to frizz. On the other hand, wavy hair tends to be more porous, so it can dry out and puff up in humid conditions. Plus, the wavy strands absorb products unevenly, leaving some parts drier than others. If you have Type 3 or 4 hair, many products out there might be doing more harm than good. A lot of what's marketed for your hair type is about making it soft quickly, but those products often have some pretty harsh ingredients. Your hair type also has the most porous texture and is very prone to frizziness from dryness and humidity. The best thing you can do for your hair is to look out for those harmful ingredients I mentioned earlier, specifically in your products. You also want to find out if you have a dry, oily, or sensitive scalp, so you can pick the right products that won't irritate it. For an oily scalp, you want to find products that are clarifying, help with pH balance, and are as lightweight as possible. If you have a dry scalp, always reach for moisturizing and hydrating products with an anti-inflammatory effect. And if you have a sensitive scalp, you want to stay away from products that are scented or contain either alcohol or metals. When I was researching what people were doing wrong in their hair care routine, I was surprised to find out how many people think washing your hair is all about vigorously scrubbing your scalp. But this couldn't be further from the truth. There's actually a lot of details and technique to keep in mind. And if you don't know about them, you could be missing out on getting the hair you've always wanted. The first thing you should know is that you could be overwashing your hair. We all want to be clean girls, but washing your hair more than 4 times a week is doing way more harm than good and probably causing all that frizz. Overwashing causes water damage by stripping away the F layers, a natural shield that protects your hair from too much water absorption. This makes your cuticles rise, which is exactly what's causing more frizziness. You don't have to wash your hair more than 2 to 3 times a week. I promise one good double cleanse will leave you with a clean scalp for days. If you have an oily scalp, you might need to clarify your scalp more often just to clear out all that product buildup. But if your hair is already damaged, it's best to keep it at a minimum. Overall, the first step to getting frizz-free hair is avoiding water damage, and protecting your hair from it is way easier than you think. Just prep your hair with coconut oil before you hop in the shower. Coconut oil strengthens your hair by acting as a protective layer, reducing protein loss and preventing excess dryness from shampoo. Applying a bit to your hair about an hour before you wash your hair gives you that added protection. I know many of you will go crazy about that in the comments because you've been taught that coconut oil is bad for low porosity hair. But that isn't true when using coconut oil before washing your hair, because you're not trying to moisturize your hair, you're protecting it. Since low porosity hair repels water, it swells less, but it can still get damaged when wet. Coconut oil coats the hair and stops too much water from getting in, which helps prevent breakage and frizz. Plus, it reduces protein loss when you shampoo. So instead of blocking good moisture your hair needs after washing, it's actually acting like a shield against water damage before washing. Big difference. For shampoo, you want to ensure that you get one that's sulfate-free, moisturizing, and made for your specific scalp type. I was kind of shocked that so many people didn't realize that clarifying shampoo is not the same as regular shampoo. A regular shampoo can give you a decent wash, but clarifying shampoo is almost like a detox for your scalp and has left my hair looking super healthy. Use a clarifying shampoo at least once every 2 weeks to give your hair that regular deep cleanse. Don't forget that clarifying shampoo isn't an everyday shampoo and can be harsh on the ends of your hair. This is why your ends need protection with coconut oil the most when you use a clarifying shampoo. Make sure to focus this shampoo on your scalp and use as little as possible on the rest of your hair. Shampoo can dry out your strands, making it even more frizzy. Scrubbing harder won't make your scalp any cleaner. Instead, try using a scalp massager like this to really get to your roots without unnecessary stress or damage. I've been using this one for a while and it works great for me. For conditioning, you want to go for a deep moisturizing conditioner. There's so much info out there about conditioning, but at the end of the day, its main job is just to soften your hair and reduce friction. A good moisturizing conditioner keeps your hair hydrated and helps prevent dryness. It smooths out the hair cuticle and cuts down on static, which means less frizz. When you're conditioning your hair, just throw it up in a clip or a cap and chill for about 5 to 10 minutes before rinsing it out. You can exfoliate or shave during that time, just give that conditioner enough time to do its job. But you know what we all use every time we wash our hair that most people completely overlook? The water. Most of you are using water that contains chlorine, heavy metals, PFAs, and many chemicals that are damaging your hair even further. The best thing you can do for your hair and skin is get a water filter for your shower head. But if you really want frizz-free silky hair, a good hair wash routine alone isn't going to cut it, and that's why the final step is so important. Your post-wash routine and styling contribute a lot to your hair health. So here's the best way to go about it. There's been tons of evidence that micro-plopping actually works on curly and wavy hair and gives great results. But if you're thinking about skipping this step because you believe you have straight hair, think again. A lot of girls who think their hair is straight and constantly deal with frizz actually just have wavy hair without even realizing it. Try micro-plopping and find out if your hair is actually straight, or if you've been living a lie this whole time.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Micro-plopping is a hair drying technique where you use a microfiber towel to scrunch the wet hair, just like this. Regular towels can be pretty rough, and that friction can make your hair all frizzy when you're trying to dry it off. Getting a microfiber towel just for drying your hair might seem a bit extra, but it can really help cut down on frizz. These towels soak up water without all the friction that causes frizz, so your hair looks way better after you dry it. And for any kind of direct heat, a heat protectant is a must. Next, you'll want to follow a basic post-wash routine with leave-in conditioner, scalp oil, and gel serums. Leave-in conditioner helps seal in moisture, creating a base that allows your hair to absorb the following products more effectively. This is the one I use. If you're trying to go from frizzy to silky, then dryness has to be your worst enemy, and a good leave-in conditioner is a great step in keeping your hair soft and moisturized. Coconut argan and jojoba oil are awesome for keeping your hair and scalp healthy and nourished. I usually just apply it one day before I wash my hair. And lastly, gel serums. This is the secret weapon I talked about that most people are still unaware of. Gel serums tame frizz and add a beautiful shine once it dries. I totally recommend this one if you're trying to add that extra shine to your hair. But remember, hair is made of protein, and there are many other things that impact its health. If your body is malnourished, there's no way your hair can be healthy. If you want to see your hair grow, you need to eat clean and protein-rich foods like eggs, avocado, sweet potato, nuts, and Greek yogurt. Following this simple routine gave me noticeable results in 3 weeks. And when you get intentional about taking care of your hair, you subconsciously start doing the same for your skin. All the research helped me discover skincare tips that completely transform my skin. And of course, I couldn't keep it to myself. Check out this video to find out what I discovered.